What's up, guys? It's Wheezy here, and welcome to the first episode of the FIFA 20 Founder Academy. So, what is the Founder Academy? Who am I? What are we watching right now? I haven't made a video in a while. It's been a long time. Obviously, a lot's changed in my life. For those of you that have no idea who I am, so I used to be a former EA employee. I worked there from '05 to '09, and the final year that I worked at EA, I worked on Ultimate Team. So this is my actual original account from the original Ultimate Team. As you guys can see, the FUT founder status there in the top left corner. So this is still the same account. I've played every single iteration, every single year. Love the game, love the series. And I just, I created a couple of YouTube videos a little while ago, but life got in the way and I ended up kind of bouncing out of that. I started during the quarantine here getting back into gaming. So FIFA 20 I had had since launch, but I hadn't played one single online game of FIFA 20 until March, until the quarantine started. So I decided, you know what, maybe I'm going to get into this. I set up a little desk and I'm like, maybe I'm going to start a YouTube series. I originally wanted to get on a Twitch, but then I realized Twitch wasn't really that conducive to like my lifestyle. And once the world starts back up again and I got to go back to life, I'm going to have a hard time keeping up with it. Twitch, really, people like thrive and they strive in Twitch when they are they're playing all the time. They're basically, doing this as a career, and that's not me. That's not going to be my life. That's not going to be my lifestyle just because I have a 9 to 5. And right now I've got a little bit more time to game, but this is a series that I want to do. I want to be able to do on my own time and my own accord, and I hope you guys like it. I've got a giant brain filled with useless Ultimate Team information and stories and history and facts and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys enjoy picking it. So this is a series dedicated to the casuals. So there's two series that I eventually want to do. This is the first one, which is going to be the Founder Academy. This is my account that I put money on, I spend time on. I don't play a lot of FUT champs just because I hate the stress of FIFA. I like to play FIFA casually. I don't sit there grinding the menus over and over and over, but at the same time, I'm going to show you guys the low-hanging fruit and the stuff that you guys can actually do that doesn't require you to spend a million hours on the game. Something fun that's easy to do and show you guys that you can still build a team that you're going to have a lot of fun with. If you guys want to put money on the game, put money on the game. But, a lot of people say, don't spend money on packs. I don't recommend it. I'm not advocating for it, but every once in a while I've spent money on the game just because time is money to me, and every once in a while I like to, partake in some of the promos, which I'll probably do during this series. The other series that I want to create eventually is like a Road to Glory. So this one I call a Pay to Glory. That one I want to make a Road to Glory. I don't know if I want to do it during FIFA 20 just because it's so late in the game cycle. If you guys want to see that, comment down below. I'd love to hear whether you guys would like to see me start a new no money paid profile and actually see what I can make of it this late in the game. Right now I'm just going to continue to go through the rest of this gaming cycle and start the Road to Glory probably for FIFA 2021, not 2021, but FIFA 21 when that eventually comes out. Hopefully it's not delayed. So let's go through the team itself. Excuse me. So I actually filmed this earlier in the day, and I'm devastated right now because my rewards were in that video, and because this is the first time I'd recorded from this new software, it didn't capture the rewards, and I'm so sorry, guys. It didn't capture the pack opening for it. I finished Gold 3, so I finished 14 and 13. I was 7 and 3 after day 1, and then day 2, everything kind of fell apart. I finished 4 and 7. I think I was like 1 and 4 in my first 5 games. And then my team, as people that know me will know that I kind of beat this drum a lot, but I'm convinced that morale is still in the game, so that when you lose multiple games on the hop, your team will come out worse and worse and worse until you can get out of that funk. So anyway, that happened to me during FUT champs, and my team was just playing like absolute garbage. So I had to go play offline, get them back up to a usable state, and then ended up getting back in kind of a winning record. And I ended up going 3 and 3. I was going to just leave it on 11 wins, but then I realized if you get to 14, you get a second pick. And I am so glad I did, because this is what I ended up packing. Nothing super crazy. But I ended up packing 2 players. The first pack had all 3 Saudi players, so I was a bit devastated there. But one of them was Giovinco, and then the other one was this guy right here, Adama Traore. So I'm excited to use him. Unfortunately, I don't use a wide formation. I end up playing a 4-1-2-1-2 in game, and even in my squad setup, I end up using a 4-3-1-2 for my balance. So that's the way I start the game, and then I shift to an attacking formation, which goes to a 4-1-2-1-2. And 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. So I don't use a winger, but we are going to keep Adama on there as a super sub. Unfortunately, because the first pack didn't have an EPL player, there was nobody usable. But I did pack Giovinco. I know he goes for 400k, guys. I just looked at his price this morning. It was a little sad having to put that into an SBC, but he was just going to sit in my club as what, a trophy, like a red trophy. So I ended up putting him in SBC. Along with a couple other cards. I think I ended up spending like 130k in order to do the EPL SBC. I had to go buy an inform Harry Maguire, an 84 rated, which was way overpriced. It was like 37k or something, but I needed him for chemistry. I had to pick up like a Felipe Anderson. I had to pick up a 91 rated Ter Stegen, just because he was the most expensive card. It was like 67k, 69k, something like that. But I'm glad that I did, because I ended up picking up this guy in the SBC, Jordan Henderson. So he is going to play at the base of my diamond. Originally, I had Thiago there. Thiago was just for chemistry purposes. I really wanted him as a center mid, and I'm so glad I did that SBC, because this guy is going to be an absolute beast. I feel very confident with this card being the CDM that I really needed. Thiago was good there. He had the defensive stats that I needed, especially when I put that I put an anchor on him. His interceptions were good, but he's not a big, strong guy that just holds down the middle of the field and just plays at the base of a diamond. He's really a center mid. He's a box-to-box guy. Look at his agility and his passing. He intercepted well. His standing tackle and slide tackle were okay, but again, you need like a Conte type guy there, and I think this Jordan Henderson is really going to make a difference. For the weekend league, I was actually using Socrates at the peak of the triangle, or at the peak of the diamond, sorry. The problem with Socrates was, even though I'm a huge Socrates fan in real life, he was just too ineffective. He was lethargic. He would go missing in games. He just didn't have that like emphasis. You didn't notice him. When I play weaker opposition, he's fine. He goes out and he scores goals. He's got that 5-star weak foot. He's a big presence in the midfield. But now that I'm in Div 4, I need somebody who's more effective, and Maradona is going to be that guy. So I eventually want to get that 97 Maradona. That's where my sights are set on right now. But the 91 Maradona is what I'm using at the moment. He's fantastic. The only issue that I have with this card is that stamina. He is dead by halftime. He's about halfway full, where everybody else is about 3/4 of the tank. He's down at about half. He just dies. I don't know what it is, but that 80 stamina, you really feel it with that cam. I guess it's just because it's such a focal point of the team. You're using him. You're running down balls. He's just dead by halftime. In terms of the rest of the team, defensively, they're very solid. A lot of pace in this backline. The Skirian Trippier, I have nothing but good things to say about it. Him and Boateng are the only brick slots in the team. Actually, I guess now Jordan Henderson sort of is, but they're the only SPCs in the team. Everybody else is tradable. I have nothing but good things to say about him. I was using the 84 Wan-Bissaka at right back before, and he was good, but Trippier is better. Like Wan-Bissaka, my biggest issue with him was when he had the ball at his feet, you just wanted him to get rid of it. You just wanted to get the ball out of his feet. I have a feeling that the new team of the season one is going to be a lot better. I'm contemplating getting him just so I can actually have a strong diamond or a strong triangle there of players, and then I can end up switching this keeper Ederson to Manu Neuer if he gets a team of the season, because that's who I'd prefer in goal. I don't really like Ederson. When Ederson's getting handicapped, excuse me, when Ederson's getting handicapped, he can just be really awful. He does the Matrix move where he just like goes this and he falls back and the ball goes right past his head. The only reason I haven't swapped him out for Bernd Leno is because of this stat, the come for crosses. It's such an important stat for me this year. especially on corners. He never gets beaten on corners. He rushes out and punches everything away. So all those guys that just spam near post headers, they're not going to score goals. Like, he runs out and he just punches everything away. So that is the benefit to him. He does rush out quite quickly, which is okay. I don't mind that. Puts the shooter under pressure, makes him have to make a move. But overall, he's not a great shot stopper. The only reason that I would swap to Leno would be the positioning. I think the most important stat for a keeper personally is the positioning, and 86 positioning is just not good enough for him. Kyle Walker, Boateng, I love this combo. He is the stay-at-home guy, almost impossible to beat on the ground. I put a shadow on him, got his pace right up, and he is an absolute tank. He's like a poor man's Van Dijk, if you can say that, because I still think he's like 400k or something like that. But he is just such a huge part of my back line. It would take something really special. I would have to pack like team of the season Van Dijk in order to get him out of the team. Like, even then I would contemplate just playing them together. This card is just, he's just so good. I have nothing but good things to say about him. His passing's fine, his defensive stats are fine, but with that shadow on him, he's an absolute rocket. And then this guy is just a sweeper. You know what I mean? Like, he's actually deceptively good on the ground. He's hard to beat. I was worried that he was going to be one of those guys that didn't tackle very well, but with an anchor on him, he's fine. But more importantly, he's just there to clean up when Jerome can't do the business. He just buzzes around like a bee. Him and Trippier are very similar cards, and them right next to each other causes attackers nightmares. A lot of guys at this stage in FIFA have like super quick attackers, so you need guys that are really quick and really mobile to really clean up the business back there. Alaba's okay. He's more in there for chemistry. I like David Alaba in real life, so I'm a big fan of him being in the team. His stats look very average. This card is not a world beater, but he's going to be a card that does the business. He does the job. He's got very good passing stats. He's got decent dribbling stats. He's very well rounded. If you get in behind him, he's not going to be the guy that runs you down, but he causes defenders problems, or he causes attackers problems, and that's all I need. It's just a guy that disrupts play. I just can't have a real weak link back there, and he's fine. He's not, like I said, the guy that's going to make the biggest difference in the world, but he is solid back there. Thiago, like I said, was playing at CDM, box-to-box guy. In game, he's going to play that left center midfield role, and then the right center midfield role is going to be this guy. One of my favorite players of all time in FIFA and in real life, Clarence Seedorf. Had to have him. He was the first big purchase I made of the year. He cost me, like 790 or 780k. There you go. He's played 202 games. And he's just been an absolute beast coming out of that midfield. He chips in with important goals, but he just gets up and down the field. He defends really well. When I originally bought him, he had a shadow on him, and it hurt me a lot, but I had to put an engine on him, get his agility and his balance up, and I haven't looked back. He's been even better since then. This card I'm excited to use. You're going to see him in the next episode. That's going to be the first gameplay we have with Jordan Henderson. I'm also going to try to get Adama in there. I'm really excited to use this Adama as a super sub. Maradona. Haven't played too many games with Maradona. I played him in Div 4, and again, I'd lost a couple games on the bounce, and he just fell through the floor. So I had to go back again offline, play some games, get their morale back up, and what a difference. It was just night and day. The first game that I'd played with him when I got his morale back up, he was just an absolute difference maker. I just, as soon as the game started, he was like a rocket. It was like a totally different player. He played a couple 1-2s with Messi and Griezmann, and he was through in on goal, and he scored within a minute. It was like, I was like, this is the Maradona that I bought, and I loved him. He's absolutely fantastic. However, his stats don't look that good because a lot of those games, like I said, were in Div 4 when I was in that losing streak. But once I got him going again, I was just like, that is why I spent 1.2 million on him. He's in that 1.2 to 1.3 million range. He's probably going to go up a little bit now because we've got the next weekend league coming around where guys are just going to sweat it out and they're going to build mega teams. I do really want that 97. My only issue with the 97 is his stamina is even worse, if you can believe it, than this one. I think he's got 78 stamina. But again, like I said, I'm not super concerned with it because that 97 rated card is just going to be so good that I'm not going to care. I'm not going to really be that concerned with it. His overall ability is just like he's one of the best cards in the game, and that 97 rated one, I can only imagine how much better that one's going to be than this one. But this one's a very close second in my opinion. I wouldn't recommend the 95 one. I just don't think that his stamina is like even worse. I think he's like a 75 stamina or something like that. Anyway, Griezmann, this card's just in there really for chemistry purposes. I don't love this card. I packed the 89 one originally, very early on in the year, the UCL one, and I didn't love it. It was okay offline, but it was very inconsistent, and that's been the story with this guy. As you guys can see, 29 goals in 61 games. He scores in bunches. He'll score 2-3 goals in a game and be the best player in the game, and then he'll go missing for 4 games. He's very frustrating. Against really tough opposition, he can really go missing. He's just not good enough. He's too weak to be that slow, and he's too slow to be that weak, if that makes any sense. As you guys can see, his agility and his balance are okay. I had to put a hunter on him to really get that pace up the acceleration and the sprint speed, because he was just not quick enough out of the gate, and I needed his shooting stats really jacked up. His attacking and his finishing are fine, but I was more concerned about really getting the pace up there. I just needed that 10 pace on him. In terms of his dribbling, he's fine, but like I said, he's very slight, so he gets bodied quite a bit, and if you don't have a hunter on him, he's just too slow. He's okay. He's left-footed. My issue right now is I've got Maradona, Griezmann, and Messi, and they're all very primarily left-footed. I think Maradona, 3-star weak foot. Griezmann, 3-star weak foot, and Messi I think is 4-star, but I mean, you guys know Messi pretty much only uses his left foot, so it's a little bit of an issue. I don't love having all those left footers in there, but it's just a coincidence more than anything. This guy, he's the GOAT. He's not going anywhere. I don't care what they release, unless I packed a team of the season, which I won't, because I've never packed a Messi or Ronaldo ever in any FIFA, with the exception of the World Cup mode. I think I packed a Messi, but that doesn't really count because there's hardly any cards in the game, and everybody had everyone by the end of it. But I've never, in any regular FUT, never packed a Messi, never packed a Ronaldo. 0 of both in any FIFA ever. So this guy cost me 2.8. He's down at around 1.92 million, somewhere in there, but he's not going anywhere. I don't care if he dropped to 0. This card is the best card that I've used all year. His dribbling is absolutely outrageous. His passing is phenomenal. His pace and his shooting are like out of this world. I mean, even though he's not the fastest card in the game, even though his stats look good, he's still very quick. He's quick off the mark. He gets going. Acceleration, I dare say, is more important than sprint speed this year. I know that for a fact because I was using Joshua Kimmich, and I had a card that had really high acceleration and really low sprint speed, and he was just absolutely rapid. So his acceleration is very important, but both are fine. But he feels like the fastest card I've used all year. I'm excited to use Adama because he's 99.99, but this guy is just so agile. He's so quick. Everything he has is dangerous. Every time I play anybody, you can tell that they're just so focused on Messi that's when these other guys come out and score their goals. The Seydors, the Thiagos, the Maradonas, the Griezmanns. Everyone's focused on Messi because they're so worried about him because he is so dangerous in that game. 97 attacking position, 98 finishing, striker card. I'm in love with this card. I have nothing but great things to say about him. Like anybody else, he can go missing, but it's very, very few and far in between. In terms of the rest of the team, Opara, this guy's an absolute beast. He's in my MLS squad, my cheap MLS squad. Vela, same thing. I don't use him in here. He's not a meta card. He's just he's good for offline squad battle stuff, which I do from time to time. Banega, a lot of people are very confused when they see Banega in the squad. They look at this and they poo-poo the card, but this card held his own for a really long time. He's still very usable. He's an endgame card. If you have him and he's in your squad, don't be embarrassed. He's very, very good. Very, very good. I highly recommend him. There's better cards, obviously, but this card is very usable, and I wouldn't shy away from having to use him again if I had to in a squad. Adama, again, haven't used him yet. He was our player pick today. And Icardi, I was devastated by this. I was so happy when I saw that he was in the Team of the Season community as one of the SBCs. I was so excited to use him. Just not a meta card this year. Too stiff. Excuse me. Too stiff. Not strong enough. He reminds me a lot of Pogba. He's a card that you want to like. You look at his stats and you think he's got to be good. 99 attacking positioning, 97 finishing. Not the problem. You get the ball in front of goal, really in tight, he just slips the ball past the keeper. He's such a great finisher. I love him for that. He's been great in the past, but this year he just doesn't fit the meta. He's not fast enough. Even if, with like a Hunter on him at 99.99, he's still not going to be fast enough. He's just too slow, too sluggish. His agility and his balance, he just feels incredibly stiff for that card. And he was just easy for defenders to handle. So I had to take him out. I had to put Griezmann in. And even though that Griezmann's technically higher rated, his stats look worse. This Icardi should be a much better card than it is. But everyone that I've seen, for the most part, says the same thing. And I, even though I don't like to believe what other people think, I like to play to what I view as my strengths and cards that I like to use. Icardi just wasn't good enough. I have him on the bench in case I need to bring him on. If Griezmann's really pissing me off, I'll bring him on. I might bring on Adama now, but this Icardi card, he'll come on, he'll bang in a goal every once in a while. But like most of these goals that he scored were from offline. Like I was just using him as a super sub in my offline teams. He's just devastatingly not good enough. I have him in there because I do like Icardi in real life. I love watching him play, but he has just been one of the disappointments of the team. So that's my record right there, 289-53. Again, a lot of those wins have been from offline, probably almost 200 of them, because I played most of the year. I didn't even play a single game online. I didn't start playing online until March. I started off in Division 7. Worked my way up to Division 4, night and day. Division 5, Division 4. It feels like I'm playing Division 1 players that I don't know if they've relegated themselves down, but you come up against just animals in Division 4. It is just really, really mind-numbing. I would love to go back to Division 5, not because I can't handle it, like I can hold my own. I'd probably go, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 wins for every 5 games. You know, I'm about 500 in terms of my win percentage in Division 4. I kind of flip back and forth. I'll go on hot streaks and I'll go on cold streaks, which, like I said, I still believe that there's a morale in there, which is the reason that you go on cold streaks. Same thing for hot streaks. Like, you'll just play really good because your team's playing out of their skin. But, you know, I'm about a 500 player in Division 4, but it's just not fun. That's the biggest thing, is it's just not fun, guys. I don't want to sit here being one of those people that hates on the game, but it's just not an enjoyable game to play when you're doing especially any type of objective in those divisions, because every player plays the same way. One depth drop back, they just sit there, they counterattack, they hold the ball and they cut back. They're tryhards, right? And you know, you might say the same thing about me when I'm playing, but you know, I like to play attacking. I like to play possession. I like to get forward. I don't sit there and wait and counterattack. I have to play defense, like everybody else does, but you know, I try to get forward and I try to play an exciting game. I try to play like a tiki-taka stuff, which might be frustrating for other people, but you know, I don't consider myself one of those guys that sits there playing a real drop back style of game. Like, I want to play fun, exciting FIFA. And unfortunately, you have to grind out the game this year, because if you don't, you're going to lose. You know, if I have to go down to Division 5 in order to play exciting football, I'll try to do that. I try to play the best games that I can, win as many games as possible. But Division 4, it's like you play yourself every single game. And that's been my biggest complaint with FIFA overall, is you're just playing yourself every single game over and over and over. And it can be just mind-numbing. If you're a Division 7 player, you're playing Division 7 people every single day. If you're playing Division 5, you're playing Division 5 player. You're playing Division 5 players every game. Excuse me, I don't know what I said there. And then if you're in Division 1, same thing. It's just you're playing like your doppelganger, and it can just be so mind-numbing. It goes away from what used to make this game so great, which was just the simplicity of playing against a variety of players. You play against some good guys, some bad guys. I hope they bring back tournaments. I hope they bring back online singles. It's technically still in there, but it's buried in like the the couch play or whatever, so nobody goes into it. Right now, the only thing there is to do during the week is play rivals. And like I said, you're just playing yourself. Every game is sweaty. So I hope they change that. I hope they bring back tournaments. It desperately needs an injection of something fun for the casuals, and that would benefit me because I'm a casual. So that's what this series is going to be about, and I'm really excited to get it going, guys. In the next episode, we're going to see if we can do some of the SVCs that come out at 1 o'clock. I'm going to try to upload as much as possible. I want to get some of the gameplay in there as well, so we'll check out what the SBCs are, and we'll see if we can get some gameplay in, so you guys can see how Jordan Henderson plays, how Adama plays, and really see how the team does, see how I play. This is my second team. This is my MLS team, so you guys can actually see it. This is just a squad battles fitness team that I just use when I want to get my team back on 100 fitness, or 99 fitness, excuse me. I just go in here, I throw all these guys on the bench, and I play squad battles just so on Sunday I've got some rewards to look forward to. But that's going to be it for the end. That's going to be it for this episode, the end of this episode. But please, like the video. I really appreciate it. Leave a comment down below. I'm going to try to answer every single question if I can. Anything that you guys have comment-wise, I'm going to try to interact with it. So I really appreciate any growth on the channel. And if you're not following the channel, please follow down below. I really greatly appreciate that. You guys will see a second episode either later today or at some point tomorrow. But we will get into the game so you guys can actually see what you're here for, which is me playing some actual FIFA. And you can see whether I'm good or whether I suck. So that will be a lot of fun. But until next time, guys, take care. Peace.